Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now, it's been a couple of weeks since I've made a video, and well, the reason for that is because my laptop died. Unfortunately, the hard drive just started to sort of implode on itself. So yeah, I've been away from YouTube for a couple of weeks, which has been incredibly painful. It's been like crawling through a technological desert, desperate to be able to contribute to one of those communities that I love. But I haven't been able to for 2 weeks, and it's been horrible. But in those 2 weeks, some interesting things have happened. First of all, during the last couple of weeks, I have become ever so slightly addicted to this game here. It's called Order Up. And it's on the Wii, and it's basically one of those games where you are running a restaurant, as the sort of picture implies, but it's not as stressful as some other games get. It is second-hand, that's why it's got all that red crap on the back. It's actually quite playable. In the past, I've played sort of Pizza Hut sort of versions of it, you know, where you're making your own pizza shop or owning your own pizza shop, and that just becomes like a job. Whereas this is just enough fun to make sure that you don't feel like you're working while you're playing. The graphical style is really funny. It's got a really charming, characterful cast of customers. Some are sort of, they're all stereotypes. They're all slightly racist stereotypes. The guy who sells you spice is this sort of Chinese guy who goes, "Hello, welcome back to my store." This kind of thing, which is terrible, but it is a brilliant game and lots of fun. Actually, also the motion controls are well implemented, well used in this game. I'd recommend this definitely. Some people I know have an app of this, which is free to play. So you know, every other action requires you to essentially buy stars or points or something, whereas this is just completely open and fun. So give it a go if you're into that kind of game. We have to try and, you know, cook recipes to order and also meet very particular clients' tastes. Like there's one guy who's like a "Yeehaw, Stinky Pete," this kind of guy who's he just likes smelly food. There's another guy who comes in, he's just like, "I just want my food dead. I want it burned. You hear me?" So yeah, it's interesting. I also, in the past couple of weeks, well actually last week, I picked up this for £5. It's a brand new copy of The Evil Within. Yes, it is on the Xbox 360, but it was $36.99, reduced to £5 from Smith's Toys. Apparently they do this regularly. They have this they have end-of-line sales. And actually, the week before last, so at the beginning of this YouTube drought, I picked up Resident Evil Revelations 2 for the same price. It was reduced from £22 to £5. And I don't know, maybe they're just having a sale on everything with the word evil in the title, who knows. But it was a good bargain. This particular copy, actually, at the moment, I picked up with a particular person in mind if they want it. I actually already have this game, but it was a bargain anyway, and if they don't want it, well, I've got a good piece of trade-in bait for future transactions at game stores. So those are two interesting game-related things which have happened. Also, while I've been away, I had this book signed by the author. I got in touch with Keith Brumpton, and he wrote, or co-authored apparently, along with Roger Dinosaur, one of my favourite childhood books, and that is A Dinosaur's Book of Dinosaurs. I will talk about this book in a future video. It deserves a whole video to itself, and I'll take you through the book and just how amazing it is. But for now, it just suffice to say that it was signed by the author, and just so lovely, absolutely lovely that he agreed to do it. He also drew his own version of Roger in the front of the book, and of course it didn't really occur to me until I got this book back that he must have done the illustrations for this book. There's no illustrator mentioned. So clearly a very talented man is our Keith, and I'm so thankful because this book inspired me in various ways, but I'll go into that in a future video. But it's such a thrill to have this book signed by the author. So those are three things which have happened while I've been away. Interesting, exciting things all round. Also, just before I started filming this, I noticed something else, and that is that suddenly this YouTube channel has 100 subscribers. which has sort of come out of nowhere. Haven't really been keeping an eye on the subscriber count, and it's lovely that we're up to 100. Now, with that in mind, I've had a couple of people in recent weeks ask if they can see a bit of a close-up of the shelves and the bookshelf, and well, why not? As a 100 subscriber special, let's take a look. Okay, so let's start off with this Atari style coat hanger and also key hanger. I got it off Amazon for a very reasonable price. It's where I keep my man bag, and yeah, it's a nice addition to the room, I think. Now, onto the shelves. We have, of course, the Doctor, David Tennant's Doctor, Captain Kirk on his captain's chair. We have Leon Kennedy, one of my favourite video game characters ever, a Dalek, and actually behind the Dalek we have another Dalek in its packaging still. We have Steve from Minecraft. Can we stand you up, Steve? There we go. And of course, one of the most iconic communicators of all time. It actually cost me 50p from a local cash converters. Thunderbirds, my good old die-cast Thunderbirds toy. Love that thing. We have Wreck-It Ralph. We have the blow-up gun type thing from the Guardians of the Galaxy film. Little Thor keyring and a troll. And this troll is very, very special to me. I might talk about him in a future video. Transformer and a Batarang. This Batarang actually was made for me by a friend. It's made out of steel and looks wonderful, I think, on the shelf. Umbrella Corp iron-on badge. I'm yet to find something to iron it onto. My companion cube, and also a fold-out Batman play set. It's the Batcave in Val Kilmer's head. How cool is that? I wonder what the Batcave in Val Kilmer's head is like. Anyway, this is the Batcave from the film, inside a model of his head. There's the Doctor, or one incarnation of the Doctor, one of my favourites. We have a good old-fashioned Cyberman there. Well, actually, not an old-fashioned one, a new version of the Cyberman. Link from Wind Waker, and some Funko Pop figures. These are really, really cool. This one was given to me by my wife, and sort of slightly looks a little bit like her, although she doesn't often wear cat suits. We have Galvatron, and Mr. Tickle, and Mr. Bump there, and in the background, Auger Flight 714. Well, print off of the cover anyway. Why once contained sweets, now he sits on my shelf. We have a Pac-Man stress ball, very good for de-stressing, and a limited edition little Lego tumbler, which came with a newspaper on weekend last year. We have, continuing the Doctor theme, the TARDIS, and also Matt Smith's Doctor in the David Tennant Doctor suit, so it's just transformed. And actually, I love the episode from last season where the TARDIS shrank down, because it shrank to basically this size, so the TARDIS could be, well, this could be the TARDIS, who knows? We have a broken Stars Raccoon City Police Department keyring, and some funky Zelda-related bits of metal and coolness. Spider-Man, the Joker from the animated series, Mark Hamill's Joker, probably the best ever, and my original and best Batman figure. I love him. Let's go up to the next level. We have another Funko Pop figure in the shape of, that's Connor from Assassin's Creed 3. I have a bobble-headed Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas, and my Mighty Max, which I've already talked about in a previous video. Metal C-3PO. I got him actually from a very expensive Christmas cracker one year back home. Rupert the Bear in Lego and in Teddy form, both very special to me. And Superman. Superman is my second favourite superhero, with Spider-Man being my third, I guess. Some more Mighty Max. These guys came with Happy Meals back in the day. Sonic the Hedgehog, Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, Knuckles and Tails. And this is the animated, 90s animated version of Spider-Man. This was my original Spider-Man figure, and then a few years later I got him at a charity shop. But I do love this guy. Wisecracking always wisecracking in the animated series. A Super Mario Happy Meal toy, Monty Python Holy Ale, as in the Holy Grail Ale, a slightly creepy Salad Fingers figure. I love the Salad Fingers series. You should definitely check it out if you haven't already. And here we have the Guardians of the Galaxy minus Gamora. I need to get hold of her. I just can't find her. But if you recall, that is the gun thing that this little guy makes in the movie to try and win the day. We have a remote control Pac-Man and Ghost and the controllers. And you can see the controller is very, very similar to that guy over there. Pretty cool. And also a 343 Industries version of the Master Chief. We have Optimus Prime, and behind him, K9. Can you just about see K9 back there? Still in his packaging. And we have a couple of Transformers. Hot Rod, I got him back very recently. I made a video about him, one of my favourite toys from my childhood. And this guy was bought for me by my mother and father-in-law, my parents-in-law, last Christmas. They clearly understand their son-in-law. We have a Batmobile, as if I need more of those. I've got two others in this room. We have the Altair, as a slightly grown-up guy, Funko Pop figure. Another bobblehead Jack, and this guy who actually spins. There you go, but I don't want to smash everything off the shelf. Very cool. The dad from The Incredibles. And up to the top shelf, very quickly, we have Altair, Funko Pop figure. What am I talking about? This guy is Ezio. Altair, Ezio. So sorry, Ezio Auditore da Firenze. Sorry, that's Altair. And then we have a big Thunderbirds toy with various incarnations of pod machines that can go, or machines that can go into the pods. Thunderbirds 4, the Mole, and the Firefly. I suppose massive version of a dump truck sort of earth mover type thing. This guy I got when I graduated from university. So he's riding bareback on Thunderbird 2. And we have Sam Smith Pure. Sam Smith is a brilliant brewery. It's my favourite, and a glass that I was given one day from in the pub there. Bag of marbles. I have not lost my marbles next to Bumblebee there. And here we have, the legend Daryl himself with a zombie about to bite off his head. But does Daryl care? No, because he can easily poon the zombie. We have Timmy the Sheep and the guys from Adventure Time, plus Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a Stormtrooper version of Mr. Potato Head. Here we go with the light cycle, and also one of the characters from the most recent Tron movie. And here is my Clone Trooper helmet next to. This is, what's his name? He's from Assassin's Creed Black Flag anyway. Kenway, Edward Kenway, there you go. Sorry Edward, I do love you. In fact, I do love him because he's a Welsh pirate, and that's always a good thing, being from Wales. Now, very quickly, we're just going to have a look at let's have a look at the top of the bookshelves. Alien figures, Thor, an old mug, which I just love, and also a Potato Head Spider-Man. And a transforming Starship Enterprise, but I'll talk about that in a future episode. And let's just have a quick look at my bookshelf, shall we? See anything you like? Well, tough. I got it. But it's good. I really like actually the Aliens comics, collecting those. They're really good, sort of expanding on the Aliens world. Some of it's really, really dark and twisted though, as you might expect. I do actually have all the Walking Deads up to date. They're just not all here. Some of them are upstairs because I'm reading them. Here we go with it. I've already talked about The Hollow Chocolate Bunny. It's a great book there. Complete works of Robert E. Howard, Conan the Barbarian. And finally, down here, where it gets a bit darker, we have these books, which are all good.
So that's been about 10 minutes worth of footage, but I'm just going to show you two more things. First of all, my my Link shield and Master Sword, and also where I have actually finally put the Robocop diorama that I was so kindly given, along with some hammer bead art and various things on this shelf here. So there you go. That's a little tour of my shelves, and it's been quite lengthy. So hopefully this hasn't been too boring or long for you. I've tried to go as quickly as I can, but I do love my shelves. They keep me sane when I'm working. I work from home, and these guys help to make it so I don't actually go crazy when I get frustrating emails or annoying people on the phone. Right, anyway, Batman. What do I have to say? I'm Batman.
So there you have it. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. It is very much a place where I hope you feel welcome, and also a place where I just like talking about things, like sharing my passions, my interests, and also actually hearing your stories as well about what you enjoy, whether it be computer games, books, comics, films, whatever. It's been a real pleasure so far, and long may it continue to be. Now, yeah, I've got quite a lot to do, again, because the laptop's been away. I've got to catch up on work, so I've got to better sort of finish this video off and crack on with actual work. But that's where I've been. That's why you haven't had a video for a couple of weeks, and hopefully it hasn't been too horrible not having me around. But also, actually, it's been lovely because I've been receiving some lovely comments on my videos, and some really interesting interactions, shall we say. Again, I may come back to those in a future video. So even though I've been away, I've been feeling the love, which has been lovely. Anyway guys, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.